Have you ever felt a little spark? A tiny whisper of a new passion or an adventure you'd love to try, only to hear that little voice, maybe your own, maybe someone else's, say, "Oh, you're a bit past the age for that, aren't you?" Or perhaps you've been told, point blank, you can't do that anymore. Well, today, we're going to meet some truly remarkable people who heard those very words, who faced those doubts, and decided, just watch me. These are folks who, after turning 70, looked at the rulebook of what's age-appropriate and tossed it right out the window. They chose to learn, to grow, to explore, and to prove that life's most exciting chapters can be written at any age. You're about to hear how they embarked on new hobbies and thrilling adventures, not just for fun, but as a testament to the enduring spirit of human potential. So, what new adventure could be waiting for you just beyond the horizon of you can't? If stories of courage, resilience, and a zest for life resonate with you, and if you believe that age is truly just a number when it comes to pursuing your dreams, we'd be so very grateful if you'd give this video a thumbs up. It truly helps us share these inspiring narratives with more people. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel for more stories that uplift and empower. We also warmly invite you to share your own experiences or thoughts in the comments section below. Your stories and insights are a vital part of our community, and we genuinely love hearing from you. Our first story takes us to Japan, to meet a woman who decided that the digital world wasn't just for the youngsters. Masako Wakamiya was 81 years young when she first noticed a distinct lack of fun, engaging smartphone games specifically designed for seniors. Now, many people her age, or even younger, might have sighed, perhaps complained a little, and then moved on. But not Masako. She saw a need, and a little voice inside her, the one that whispers, "What if?" started to get louder than the chorus of "you can'ts" that often surrounds new endeavors in later life. She didn't just want a game, she wanted to create one. Think about that for a moment. 81 years old and diving into the world of coding, a field many perceive as exclusively for those who grew up with computers. The challenge was immense. Learning a programming language, understanding app development, navigating the technical hurdles, it's a steep climb for anyone, let alone someone in their 9th decade. There were surely moments of frustration, times when the code wouldn't compile, when the logic seemed elusive. Perhaps people around her, with the best intentions, might have suggested it was too complex, too difficult. But Masako possessed a quiet determination, a powerful drive fueled by her vision. She taught herself to code. She persevered through the complexities, driven by the desire to connect with her peers and offer them something joyful and stimulating. And what was the result of this incredible tenacity? Masako Wakamiya developed and released her own iPhone game, Hinadan. It's a game based on a traditional Japanese doll festival, a subject close to the hearts of many seniors in her country. The game requires players to arrange Hina dolls in their correct positions, a task that is both mentally stimulating and culturally resonant. Hinadan became a hit, not just in Japan, but globally, earning Masako international recognition and even praise from tech giants. But more than the accolades, Masako's achievement sends a powerful message. It is never ever too late to learn something new, to contribute, and to make a significant impact. She didn't just create an app, she shattered stereotypes about aging and technology. She proved that a curious mind and a willing spirit are the only prerequisites for innovation. Her adventure wasn't about climbing a mountain or sailing an ocean, but it was an equally brave journey into a new and challenging frontier. A journey that began after her 80th birthday, all because she chose to listen to that inner spark instead of any voice that might have whispered, "You can't." Now, let's travel back in time a little and across the ocean to the rolling hills of rural America. Here, we find the story of Anna Mary Robertson Moses, better known to the world as Grandma Moses. Her story is a beacon of hope for anyone who feels their time for creative expression has passed. Grandma Moses wasn't a child prodigy who showed artistic talent from a young age. For most of her life, she was a hard-working farm wife, raising a family, tending to chores, living a life common to many in her era. Embroidery was her creative outlet, but as arthritis began to make needlework too painful, she didn't simply resign herself to a life without art. Instead, at the age of 78, an age when many are firmly settled into retirement, Grandma Moses picked up a paintbrush for the first time, truly with serious intent. Imagine the scene. Perhaps her children or neighbors thought it was just a quaint pastime for an elderly woman. Maybe there were those who subtly, or not so subtly, implied that art was a young person's game, that fame and recognition in that world were long gone for someone of her years. "You can't start a new career now, Grandma," they might have thought or even said. But the urge to create, to capture the beauty of the American countryside as she saw it, was stronger than any societal expectation or internal doubt. She began painting charming, vibrant scenes of rural life, farms, holidays, changing seasons. Her style was simple, direct, and full of a nostalgic warmth that resonated deeply with people. She painted what she knew, what she loved, and the world, slowly at first, then with a rush, fell in love with her work. Her paintings, initially sold at local fairs and drugstores for a few dollars, began to attract the attention of art collectors and critics. She had her first solo exhibition in New York City at the age of 80. Think of that, a debut in the art world's capital at an age many consider to be the twilight of life. Grandma Moses went on to become one of America's most beloved folk artists. Her paintings graced magazine covers, including the prestigious Time magazine, were made into popular greeting cards and hung in museums around the world. She continued painting with joy and vigor well into her 90s, completing over 1,500 canvases in her late-life career. What does her story teach us? It shouts from the rooftops that creativity knows no age limit. It tells us that a new passion, a new adventure of the spirit, can ignite at any stage of life, bringing not only personal fulfillment, but also unexpected widespread acclaim. Grandma Moses didn't just paint pretty pictures. She painted a new narrative for what's possible in our later years, a vibrant masterpiece created in spite of anyone who might have ever thought, "You can't do that at your age." She chose her own canvas, her own colors, and her own adventure. And what about those adventures that call to us from distant lands, from the open road? For many, the idea of solo travel, especially after 70, can seem daunting. Concerns about safety, health, navigating unfamiliar places, or simply the thought of being alone in a foreign environment can feel overwhelming. Society often subtly reinforces this, picturing seniors in quiet, predictable routines, not as intrepid explorers. The "you can't do that, it's not safe" chorus can be loud, but the desire for discovery, for new experiences, for the sheer thrill of seeing the world doesn't magically fade with age. Consider the spirit of countless seniors, like Mardi from Duluth, who shared her experiences on travel forums. She started her solo travels in her 50s and continued into her 70s. While a health issue during one trip understandably gave her pause and brought anxieties to the surface, her story, and many others like it, speak to a persistent courage. These are individuals who, despite the very real concerns and perhaps the well-meaning but discouraging words of others, choose to embrace the world. They might do it differently than they did in their youth. Perhaps they choose tours that offer a balance of independence and support, like Mardi did. Perhaps they meticulously plan for contingencies, preparing for the worst while hoping for the best. As another seasoned solo traveler mentioned, the adventure isn't just about the destination. It's about the act of going, of navigating, of problem solving, and of proving to oneself that capability and curiosity are timeless. Imagine the quiet triumph of navigating a bustling market in Marrakesh, or the profound peace of watching a sunset over the Scottish Highlands, all on your own terms, at your own pace, after 70. These aren't just trips. They are declarations of independence, of a refusal to be limited by age or by the expectations of others. It's about finding joy in your own company, building resilience with every new challenge overcome, and collecting memories that are uniquely yours. These adventurers might hear the whispers of, "You can't," but they answer with the rustle of a packed suitcase and the stamp of a new visa in their passport. They choose to write their own travelogues filled with courage and discovery. And it's not just grand external adventures that defy limitations. Sometimes, the bravest journeys are internal, the pursuit of a lifelong dream, like learning a new musical instrument. How many of us have an old guitar gathering dust in the attic, or a piano we always meant to learn? The excuse is often no time. But as we age, sometimes a new voice creeps in. I'm too old. My fingers are too stiff. My memory isn't what it used to be. Studies, however, tell a different story. Research has shown astounding benefits for seniors who take up a new instrument, even in their late 70s, 80s, or early 90s. One study highlighted a 50 to 70% increase in memory for those who spent 16 weeks learning an instrument. Think of the dedication it takes, the daily practice, the fumbling notes that slowly, painstakingly transform into a melody. It's a challenge that engages the mind, the body, and the spirit. It's the quiet adventure of coaxing music from silence, of training your brain to learn new patterns, of experiencing the pure joy of creating something beautiful. This isn't about becoming a concert pianist. It's about the personal victory, the new skill acquired, the moment of self-discovery that comes when you master a new chord or play your first simple song. It's a powerful antidote to the notion that learning stops at a certain age. Each note played is a note of defiance against the "you can't" mindset. Masako coding in her 80s, Grandma Moses starting her art career at 78, the spirited solo travelers navigating new horizons, and the determined seniors filling their homes with newfound music. These are not just isolated stories. They are vibrant examples of a truth we should all embrace. Life is for learning, for growing, for adventuring, no matter how many candles were on our last birthday cake. The only true limitations are the ones we accept. Those voices that say, "You can't do it," whether they come from outside or from within, can be powerful. But the stories we've shared today prove that the human spirit, when ignited by passion and purpose, is far more powerful. So what new hobby is calling to you? What adventure, big or small, have you been dreaming of? Perhaps it's time to dust off that old instrument, sign up for that class, book that trip, or start that business. Because as these inspiring individuals show us, 70, 80, or even 90 is not an endpoint, but a fantastic starting point for something wonderfully new. The next chapter is yours to write, and it can be the most exciting one yet. Thank you for joining us today. We hope these stories have sparked a little something in you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep living life to the fullest.